Home Minister Amit Shah today assured Delhiites that the situation regarding the Chinese virus is under control and the cases in the national capital will not cross the 5.5 lakh mark by the end of July. Shah said that Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi, Manish Sisodia's comment had created fear among the public. This after Sisodia said that the total number of cases in Delhi could cross the 5.5 lakh mark by the end of July. Amit Shah also said that there is no community transmission of the Chinese virus in Delhi. He assured the people of Delhi that a series of steps have been taken to contain the virus and multi-agency meetings have been held to improve coordination at various levels. Well, this, as the national capital, is the second worst affected region by the coronavirus pandemic with over 80,000 confirmed cases.
दिल्ली सरकार भी इसमें साथ में, एमसीडी भी साथ में, मगर जब संक्रमण है और दिल्ली के उप मुख्यमंत्री ने जो स्टेटमेंट किया कि 31/7 तक 5.5 लाख लोग हो जाएंगे, हमारे पास व्यवस्था नहीं रहेगी, ऐसा उन्होंने सार्वजनिक
पैनिक सिचुएशन हो गया था।
तो थोड़ा पैनिक होगा। अब मुझे भरोसा है 31/7 को 5.5 लाख नहीं होंगे। हम अच्छी स्थिति में होंगे क्योंकि हमने कोरोना होने से पहले उसको रोकने के प्रयास पर जोर दिया है।
सर, दिल्ली सरकार ने कहा है कि अनऑफिशियली कह रहे हैं कि कम्युनिटी ट्रांसमिशन दिल्ली में हो चुकी है, लेकिन ये जो है ये ऑफिशियली सिर्फ सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट कह सकती है। तो क्या ये सही है कि दिल्ली में कम्युनिटी ट्रांसमिशन हो चुका है कोविड का?
देखिए, मैं कुछ भी छिपाना नहीं चाहता और छिपाने से आगे का रास्ता भी संकरा होता है, खुलता नहीं है। मैंने इसकी 3 सबसे सीनियर अफसरों से बात करी है, डॉक्टर पॉल, आईसीएमआर के अध्यक्ष डॉक्टर भार्गव और डॉक्टर गुडेरिया से। अभी यह स्थिति दिल्ली में नहीं आई है। ऐसी स्थिति इसलिए दिखाई देती थी क्योंकि करे हुए टेस्टों में 30% पॉजिटिव आते थे, मगर वो इसलिए आते थे कि आप अंतिम समय में ही टेस्ट में ले जाते थे। अब जब हम 20,000 टेस्ट करने लगे तो ये स्थिति नहीं है। आप मेरी बात समझ रही?
जी जी।
और जरा भी, और मैंने इसकी टेक्निकल चर्चा भी की है और किसको कहा जाएगा ये भी चर्चा करिए। आज दिल्ली में ऐसी स्थिति नहीं है, घबराने की जरूरत नहीं है।
ये लड़ाई कोई एक व्यक्ति, कोई एक मंत्री, कोई एक सरकार अकेले मिलकर नहीं लड़ सकती। सबका साथ चाहिए और केजरीवाल जी ये बात जानते थे कि यह महामारी इतनी बड़ी है कि सब साथ मिलकर सब सहायता करेंगे तो ही इस लड़ाई को हम जीत पाएंगे। केंद्र सरकार ने भी उसी श्रृंखला में दिल्ली सरकार की, केजरीवाल सरकार की मदद करी। उन्होंने, ऐसा नहीं है कि सारी चीजें जो हमने मांगी वो हमें मुहैया कराई, लेकिन काफी चीजें हमें मुहैया कराई। और ये लड़ाई कोई एक व्यक्ति अकेला नहीं लड़ सकता। कोई एक व्यक्ति अकेला इस इतनी बड़ी महामारी से जूझ नहीं सकता। हम सबको मिलकर इस लड़ाई को लड़ना है।
एक वक्त जून में शुरुआत में ऐसा आया जब ऐसा लगा कि शायद आगे चल के बेड्स की कमी हो सकती है, क्वारंटाइन सेंटर्स की कमी हो, टेस्टिंग की कमी हो सकती है। और उस दौरान जो है दिल्ली के लिए दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने सब लोगों से मदद मांगी और हमें खुशी है कि सब लोगों ने इसके अंदर मदद की। जो मदद हमने केंद्र से मांगी, सब नहीं भी मिल पाई, तो जितना उनसे बन सका उन लोगों ने वो कोशिश की।
Well, amidst the Chinese virus pandemic, the Maharashtra government has continued to open up very slowly. Barber shops and salons are open from today. Clients are being allowed only with prior appointments, and a temperature check is mandatory during entry. Employees are, of course, in protective gear, while chairs and equipment are being sanitized after every single service. Here's a look at India Today's Tanushri Pandey scoping out a salon in Mumbai.
It's a very special Sunday today, especially for Mumbaikars. Now, you must be wondering why. What was that one thing you really missed during the coronavirus lockdown? It was maybe taking a quick haircut in a barber shop or in a salon. So starting from today, some of the beauty parlors and salons in one of the red zones, which is Mumbai, will be allowed to resume their services, but with only few selected services like waxing, threading and a haircut. We are right now outside Enrich Salon in Ghatkopar, and we are going to show you what kind of precautions will salon people will be taking to make sure that the customer gets complete precautions. So this is a completely contactless sanitizer instrument which has been put outside the salon here, and I'll show you how it works. So this is how you don't have to touch the instrument here, and we can sanitize our hands before we go inside. What kind of services will you be giving from today?
We are giving haircut and hair color.
Right.
Haircut,
Apart from that,
we can do waxing. That's
right.
all. That's
Waxing and just threading. You told me.
it. Threading of eyebrows.
Eyebrows, just
we
the eyebrows.
need not to remove our mask.
Remove our mask, right, sir? So the entire process, throughout the entire process, you will not allow any customer to remove their mask even for a second.
No.
Right. And all the hairstylists, I'm assuming, will be wearing the full protective gear.
Yes, they are wearing face shield, mask, then gloves, then the shoe cover, body cape.
Also, something like that will be given to a customer as well.
Yes, we are giving like disposable bathrobe to them, hand gloves, mask, and the shoe cover. Shoe cover we are giving.
So how does it feel, sir? What is going to be different? How does it feel to open the salon after almost, I should say, 4 months maybe?
After 3 months we are
3 months,
opening,
right.
and we are just adding few of the things. Initially, we used to give a bathrobe to the client. Means before Corona also we used to take this precaution. Now we have added few things like shoe cover we added, mask we added, and the gloves we added.
Right. So these are the precautions which have been added.
Yeah.
Also, is this the complete full strength of the salon?
No, this is the half strength only. We are operating in half strength.
Okay.
We have made two teams, like Team A and Team B. We have divided our team into two. Now, to maintain social distancing, it is very necessary to operate with the half strength only.
Right. 2 days back, as we know that these salons have been allowed to open only on appointment basis. Services will be given on appointment basis, and all the appointments have been given already. So it's going full, is what the salon have told us.
Prime Minister Modi issued a veiled warning to Beijing, saying that India can pay back its aggressors in the same coin. During his radio address, Man Ki Baat, the Prime Minister asserted that those who dared India in Ladakh were given a befitting reply. But on the political front, temperatures continue to soar, with the Congress accusing the Prime Minister of living in denial over the line of actual control, stand of which evoked a strong response from Home Minister Amit Shah.
As an intense eye-to-eye confrontation in Ladakh continues, the Modi government has drawn the red line for China.
भारत मित्रता निभाना जानता है तो आंख में आंख डालकर देखना और उचित जवाब देना भी जानता है.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in no uncertain terms, declared that those who challenged India were given a befitting reply.
दुनिया ने अपनी संप्रभुता और सीमाओं की रक्षा करने के लिए भारत की ताकत और भारत के कमिटमेंट को भी देखा है. लद्दाख में भारत की भूमि पर आंख उठाकर देखने वालों को करारा जवाब मिला है. हमारे वीर सैनिकों ने दिखा दिया है कि वो कभी भी मां भारती के गौरव पर आंच नहीं आने देंगे.
While the Prime Minister assured the nation that its integrity won't be compromised, a full-blown political war of words erupted. Home Minister Amit Shah, in a scathing attack, accused Rahul Gandhi of indulging in shallow-minded politics over the border face-off.
इतने बड़े राजनीतिक दल के पूर्व अध्यक्ष इतने संकट के समय में इतनी ओछी राजनीति करते हैं, तब दुख होता है. कांग्रेस पार्टी के लिए चिंता का विषय है कि इनके नेता के हैशटैग को पाकिस्तान और चीन बढ़ावा दे रहा है. आप ऐसी बात करते हो जो पाकिस्तान और चीन पसंद करता है, और ऐसे संकट के समय में.
But the Congress continues to train its gun on the center. The party claimed that China has intruded into Indian territory and accused Prime Minister of living in denial.
The Prime Minister will say those 4 sentences today. One sentence: China is an aggressor. Have you noticed how the Prime Minister hardly used the word China? To the best of my knowledge, he has not used the word China at all. ये पर्देदारी कैसी है?
Government should not get unduly agitated or hostile when we say that they should ensure that the status quo ante is restored, that the Chinese forces go back. There's nothing wrong in that.
Without naming China, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has declared very clearly that the aggressor would be strongly dealt with. But this has failed to bring down political temperature, with no signs of a ceasefire between the BJP and the Congress, even in this hour of crisis. This is Anand Patel in New Delhi for India Today.
Well, with the tense standoff on the line of actual control in Ladakh continuing and multiple rounds of military-level talks failing to provide a clear roadmap, both India and China have decided to hold weekly diplomatic-level talks. At the Working Mechanism for Consultation and Coordination, officials of the foreign ministries of both sides will be engaging each other. A meeting was held last week where further disengagement and de-escalation of the situation along the border was discussed. Meanwhile, as the quest for justice continues for father and son Jayaraj and Benix, who died in police custody in Tamil Nadu's Tuticorin after being brutally tortured, Chief Minister EPS says the case is being transferred to the CBI after clearance from the High Court. The Madras High Court has already ordered a judicial probe into the matter. Two magistrates who visited the Kovilpatti sub-jail last night to inquire about the death of the two have progressed their investigation. Inspector Sridhar of the Satankulam police station has been suspended. He was the inspector when the torture took place. Meanwhile, more incidents of police brutality are coming to light in Tamil Nadu. At least 3 more incidents of brutality have come to light since triggering massive outrage across the state. A minor was thrashed in Coimbatore after the police got into a verbal fight with the minor's mother to remove her food cart as it was way past curfew time. In another incident, an auto driver N. Kumaresan from Tenkasi district allegedly succumbed to police torture on yesterday. Kumaresan's kidney and spleen were badly damaged, the post-mortem found. In Tuticorin, meanwhile, a 29-year-old has committed suicide after allegedly being beaten by 4 policemen.
உயர்நீதிமன்ற மதுரை கிளை தானாக முன்வந்து விசாரணைக்கு எடுத்துக் கொள்ளப்பட்டது. அரசு இந்த வழக்கு குறித்து சிபிஐ விசாரிக்க முடிவு செய்துள்ளது. இந்த வழக்கு மதுரை கிளைக்கு விசாரணைக்கு வருகின்ற பொழுது இதை தெரிவித்து நீதிமன்ற அனுமதி பெற்று சிபிஐயிடம் இவ்வழக்கு ஒப்படைக்கப்படும் என்பதை தெரிவித்துக் கொண்டேன்.
லாக்அப் டெத் என்பது காவல் நிலையத்திலேயே தாக்கப்பட்டு அங்கே உயிரிழந்தால்தான் அதற்கு லாக்அப் டெத் என்று பெயர். ஆனால் இந்த நடைபெற்ற சம்பவம் காவல் நிலையத்தில் விசாரிக்கப்பட்டு காவல் நிலையத்தில் இருந்து அவர்கள் மேஜிஸ்ட்ரேட் முன்பாக ஆஜர்படுத்தப்பட்டு அதற்கு பிறகு கிளைச்சிறையில் அடைக்கப்பட்டு 2 நாட்களுக்கு பிறகு அந்த சம்பவம் நடைபெற்றது. இருந்தாலும் கூட அரசு உடனடியாக நடவடிக்கை மாண்புமிகு முதலமைச்சர் அவர்கள் அந்த காவலர்களை பணியிட நீக்கம் செய்து உத்தரவிட்டார். இன்றைக்கு மதுரை ஹைகோர்ட்டுகளே தானாக முன்வந்து அந்த வழக்கை எடுத்திருக்கின்றது. லாக்அப் டெத் என்று கனிமொழி அவர்கள் சொல்லியிருக்கின்றார்கள். அவர் திமுக ஆட்சியிலும் இன்னும் சொல்லப்போனால் நமது மாவட்டத்திலே கடம்பூர் காவல் நிலையத்திலேயே 2 பேர் காவல் நிலையத்திலேயே அவர்கள் உயிரிழந்து அந்த சம்பவம்லாம் நடைபெற்றது. இது அரசியலுக்காக இதை அவர் சொல்வதாகத்தான் நாம் என்ன வேண்டும்.
So the exact என்ன reason sir ஜூன்ல police station வரணும் சொல்லி என்ன reason exactly என்ன complaint?
பஸ் ஸ்டாண்ட்ல ஆய்வகத்து பையங்கள் இல்லைனால இவனை குறிச்சு எப்பவுமே தன்னை வெட்டவரமா வச்சு அடிச்சிருந்திருக்காரு. வாய் வந்து ஒரு நாள் வந்து லேசா சார் நாங்களும் இருக்கிற ஆட்டோ டிரைவர் நானே காட்டிட்டு நீங்க காட்டிட்டு சொன்ன ஒரே வார்த்தைக்கு சொல்லாமல் செல்ல புரியிட்டு வடக்கு வாழ அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு போயிருப்பாங்களுக்கு தாலுகாசி பக்கத்துல இருந்த ஸ்டாப்ல ஆட்டோ ஸ்டாண்ட்ல இல்லைன்னு செல்ல புரிந்து போய் மறுநாளுக்கு செல்ல வாங்க போன லட்சில தான் இந்த மாதிரி உயிரமால அடிச்சு இந்த மாதிரி சித்திரதை பண்ணி கடைசியில
Shalini is with me live from Chennai for more on this story. Shalini, since the Tuticorin story, many more instances have come to light in Coimbatore, Tenkasi and elsewhere, but the onus is still very much going to be on the case at hand, which is in Tuticorin. The Chief Minister has now handed the case over to the CBI. What can you tell us about the investigation though?
Well, Well, Shiv, the Chief Minister today in the evening when he was at Salem announced that the case will be handed over to the CBI with the consent of the Madras High Court, who's listening to the matter right now and has ordered a judicial probe in the matter. We did, in fact, get a chance to speak to the family of the deceased as well. And what the family tells us is right now they are content with the way the magistrate is investigating the matter with the inquiry. They're satisfied with the groundwork. There is a hearing on Tuesday at the Madurai bench of the Madras High Court. And depending on that verdict, which they're hoping will be in their favor, they will take the call on whether they're keen on the CBI probe or not. But as of now, the family said they are seeing the groundwork being done by the magistrates in Thoothukudi and they're quite satisfied with the work. The magistrate did go yesterday to the Kovilpatti sub-jail yesterday post 9 p.m. where they spoke to the inmates, they spoke to the officials, they asked for CCTV footage, they asked for records, which they then looked through as evidence. Even today in the afternoon, post-noon, they spent a couple of hours at the Satankulam PS, the police station there, where they did speak to people, they did try speaking to witnesses, they asked for footage that they can access, and they asked for records as well for them to go through and, put together a case. The magistrate also is, going to get in touch with the family. The family told us that they are yet to give the statement out, but they will, and they're hoping that they get a favorable verdict on Tuesday. But yes, there's growing pressure on the government right now from all quarters, from the opposition, from netizens, from citizens, from Chennaiites, human rights activists, everyone asking the government to meet the guilty with proper punishments and a suspension in the matter. An SI for 2 SIs, a police inspector, 2 constables have been suspended. But is a suspension enough is what everyone is asking, demanding that the government actually look into the matter and meet the guilty with strict punishment.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.